The policy-making process is a very difficult process because you cannot make policy by committee in many ways. What we did, though, and what we continue to do, would be to engage. We had 150 volunteer for our policy groups from the membership, and they were interviewed, and the paperwork was looked at, and they were asked to be chairman and to get involved. And the point was, we ended up with common sense policies because we're talking to people that knew what they were talking about, which is quite novel. They're not too academic for the process. So I believe in that process. And remember, that was advertised to everyone on the website, Independence News. It was mentioned verbally, mentioned at conference. I went to great lengths to encourage people to step forward. I believe in the merit in this party. And I want to use the talent base in this party to great effect. And I think the policy groups and what we've come up with in terms of the manifesto shows that can be done in other areas, and we can really make this party hum if I'm fortunate enough to be leader. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry. This is the most bottom-up party in the whole of the country and has been for a very long time. It's one of the reasons that it's been such a tough party to govern and to manage in any way at all. Look, as far as policy development is concerned, what did we do last time round? In 2006, I became the leader. I said we would broaden our attack, that we'd make it clear that we were campaigning on domestic issues, and education and tax were the first areas that we engage with. I appointed David Campbell-Bannerman to set up the whole policy side of the party. We established, I think it was 16 or 17 policy groups, and several hundred members took part and contributed to that. And members will still have the opportunity to help us formulate policy. There is no question of a dictatorship being set up. There is no question of, from the top, you being told what you can and can't do. But at the same time, give me the freedom, please, to lead.
UKIP has got enormous enthusiasm at the local level. I haven't counted them, but I gather somebody has. There are a dozen UKIP newspapers around the country. Enormous enthusiasm goes into producing them, and it's very impressive. There are very good people at the branch level. It's very striking if you look at the pattern of election success that those constituencies where we do well have got very active branches and very good parliamentary candidates. So organisation is basic. I'm in favour of an office in the United Kingdom, or most certainly in London, that's where I propose to put mine, which coordinates the effort, gives suggestions about meetings to the branches, in a sense chivers and encourages the branches. This question of is it coming from the bottom or from the top is in a sense not really the point. The point is it should be integrated and there should be a lot of contact, a lot of encouragement for the branches. Can I just finish by saying that the truth is that in the last 5 years, UKIP to some extent has lost its way. The peak membership was in autumn 2004. Since there was over 26,000, we're now down to about 15,000. There are fewer branches now than there were 5 years ago. So something is wrong with the organisation of the party. I want to focus my effort as leader on the UK. I want to run an office which will be flat out, full-time, helping the members in the branches. That is my job. If I become leader, I want to concentrate on that to make sure that we do better than ever in local elections, the 2014 European election, and the general election whenever it's held.
Well, this is what I'm saying. We have a fantastic regime of NEC officers who we've just recently voted in on a democratic basis, and we must now extend the branches, reinvigorate the branches, open up branches, encourage people to get on board, open branches in their areas, and come up with policies that are right for their area. What's right for Liverpool isn't necessarily right for Birmingham. What's right for Birmingham isn't necessarily right for London. Just like what's right for England isn't necessarily right for America, or vice versa, because America is doing one thing, we're doing another thing, and it's like a Cold War between America, Germany, France. What we must do is concentrate on building from the ground, the grassroots, include the people. And this is going to take a whole lot of work. Many of the politicians, particularly in this leadership race, they talk heartily about we must. But at the end of the day, you got to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, because you need to produce the policies the others just can't see. And there I conclude my interview.